invented, vapes have spread like wildfire and taken hold of an entire generation. Every day, nearly 6,000 young adults and adolescents in the United States begin the habit of vaping. This results in just over 2 million new vape users each year. Around 40% of these new users become addicts, depending on vaping to give them pleasure or satisfaction. This is about 800,000 people, or 800,000 new addicts per year. But would this number be as high if these users knew that some vape pods contain more nicotine than an entire pack of cigarettes? My guess would be no. What seems like a harmless habit can lead to permanent diseases. By the end of the speech today, I hope that you will all be able to side with me on why vape use needs to be diminished, especially amongst teens, as you are all a part of the age group that vaping poses the largest threat towards. My name is Ethan Price, and over the past few weeks, I have been investigating the negative effects that vaping has on teens and young adults. I'm here today to persuade you all that vaping is a problem in today's society, which can be solved by bringing awareness and regulation to vape use. If we can do that, we can raise a healthier generation with healthier habits. If not, the number of addicted users will only rise. I'd like to begin by addressing exactly what the problem is. To start, our country, the United States, has a high percentage of vape use than any other country. This pie chart shows where vape users live throughout the world. As you can see, the United States, which is this blue one, has 25%, which is more than any other single country. And that 34% right there makes up all the other countries that are unnamed. To add on, the act of vaping itself is unhealthy, addictive, and flat out dangerous to the human body. The inhalation of substances inside a vape causes damage mainly to the lungs. These substances include carcinogens, volatile organic compounds, heavy metals such as tin, nickel, and lead, as well as other unknown particles. As you could assume, the lungs have a hard time processing these unnatural chemicals and do not have the ability to completely rid themselves of these substances. In a case study done by Dmitry Sokolov, a young man that had been diagnosed with a vaping-induced lung injury was investigated to figure out if this condition could lead to other injuries. The results called attention to certain side effects that can occur from a vaping-induced lung injury, including pneumonia and bronchiolitis. So while vaping is still relatively new and there's much more to learn about the physical effects, it's been confirmed that respiratory problems can occur and are common as a result of vaping. It is also likely that another effect that is related to vaping is lung cancer, though it's not as common. The other issue with vapes is the sheer dependency that some users have on them. Activities like vaping and smoking are known to release dopamine in the brain, which causes a feeling of pleasure and relaxation in a person's body. This calms your nerves for a short amount of time, which is part of the reason why these activities are so popular. This graph shows some of the most popular uses for vaping. As you can see here, stress relief is one of the largest reasons people vape, along with just because they enjoy it and vaping to quit cigarettes completely. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, however, the nicotine found in vapes can actually be a source of stress itself. The CDC has also done studies in which the results showed that users who quit vaping actually showed lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression, and had an improved positive mood and quality of life. It can be difficult to quit though, as the initial withdrawal can first contribute to these feelings and worsen them. But in the long run, they recover and leave the user in a healthier condition. The nicotine found inside of vapes also harms brain development, which is extremely dangerous for teens and young adults whose brains are still developing. Vape users around this age are also in turn more likely to develop addictions in the future. Though it may seem difficult, I believe there's a solution to this problem. That solution is bringing as much awareness as possible to the problem at hand. Getting every vape user to individually quit vaping would be a near impossible task, as the number of users is in the millions. So I believe that making programs or campaigns would be more efficient. For example, schools could begin implementing vape lessons in health classes or other courses focusing on the human body, as opposed to lectures from guest speakers. This would allow students to learn more directly about the negative effects that come with using vapes, and hopefully convince more kids to stay away from it. In the results from the Food and Drug Administration's National Youth Tobacco Survey, it was found that in schools across the country, 66% of teachers and administrators had communicated to the students about vaping, yet only 26% of parents reported receiving that information back from their children. If health classes went more into depth with vapes, the percentage of awareness would likely be larger. Another way the dangers of vaping could be brought to light is through social media. In a survey done by Gallup News, it was found that teens average 4.8 hours spent on social media daily. Some of the most popular social media apps include YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, in which many popular celebrities are also on. If we could get these influencers to speak on the dangers of vaping, or maybe share personal stories of how they quit, their followers that may be struggling with the same thing would feel more inclined to listen. Finally, I believe that if we can reduce the amount of vaping in the United States, we will be a healthier generation, both physically and mentally. Bringing more awareness to dangers associated with vape would result in reduced vape use amongst teens. Fewer teens and young adults would be addicted and would be free to indulge in healthier physical activities. With this, you would see an improvement in physical health, including better lung health, fewer breathing problems, and improved sleep quality. We would also notice improved mental health, with less anxiety, stress, and depression amongst teens. Some of the benefits of improved mental health include enhanced brain function and improved concentration. This would in turn result in better academic performance. To further back my claim, the National Institute of Health claims that vaping is negatively associated with individual academic performance and has done research that kids who do not vape tend to have better overall grades than kids who do. Now that I have shared my research with you all and informed you on the dangers of vaping, I hope that I have achieved my goal in persuading you that vaping is an issue that needs fixing. I've explained to you how it can affect you not only physically, but mentally. And I urge you all to stay away from it, as you will be better off without it. By refusing to vape, you are choosing to not become one of 800,000 Americans who develop a new addiction each year. If my speech today made you think twice about vaping, then I would like to ask you to talk to 1 or 2 people in your life this week about what you've learned. Thank you all for providing me with your attention and listening to my speech.